We live in a time where it's cool to be evil. And if you are speaking the truth, then you are considered lethal. Dang. Please do not let them deceive you. The Most High is coming back soon with vengeance and wrath for the evil. I do not care if they kill me. You see, 'cause my soul is immortal. The money and gold not important. The Most High restoring the order. I pray for your sons and your daughter. For real.
Hey, what's good, family? So recently, I was studying through Jubilees for the Kids Hebrew series, actually, and I came across something really interesting. I don't know, I'd never really thought about it, but if you haven't thought about it, who was the author of Jubilees? So I did a quick, Google search, but it didn't it didn't bring up any of the information that I expected that it would, because as I was reading through Jubilees, there was just certain statements that really stuck out to me. So I wanted to go over some of those. Okay, so I'm going to start with Jubilees 2 verse 3. It says, "And thereupon we saw his works, and praised him, and lauded before him on account of all his works. For 7 great works did he create on the first day." Okay, so this being is saying that he saw his works, the Most High, right? And just for context, I'll go back to verse 2 and we'll read that to see why he's praising, and they're lauding before him, which actually leads to another passage that we'll get to, but let's go back and take a look at verse 2. So it says, "For on the first day he created the heavens which are above, and the earth, and the waters, and all the spirits which serve before him, the angels of the presence, and the angels of sanctification, and the angels of the spirit of fire, and the angels of the spirit of the winds, and the angels of the spirit of the clouds, and of darkness, and of snow, and of hail, and of hoarfrost, and the angels of the voices, and of the thunder, and of the lightning, and the angels of the spirits of cold, and of heat, and of winter, and of spring, and of autumn, and of summer, and of all the spirits of his creatures which are in the heavens and on the earth. He created the abysses, and the darkness, eventide, and night, and the light, dawn and day, which he hath prepared in the knowledge of his heart. And thereupon we saw his works, and praised him, and lauded before him on account of all his works. For 7 great works did he create on the first day." So already this is interesting, because it kind of sounds like this author was there on the first day. Let's continue though. Okay, so I'm going to drop down and read starting at verse 17. Okay, "And he gave us a great sign, the Sabbath day, that we should work 6 days, but keep Sabbath on the 7th day from all work. And all the angels of the presence, and all the angels of sanctification, these 2 great classes, he hath bidden us to keep the Sabbath with him in heaven and on earth." Interesting, right? "And he said unto us, Behold, I will separate unto myself a people from among all the peoples, and these shall keep the Sabbath day, and I will sanctify them unto myself as my people, and will bless them, as I have sanctified the Sabbath day, and do sanctify it unto myself. Even so will I bless them, and they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim." Okay. So let me continue. Verse 20, "And I have chosen the seed of Jacob from amongst all that I have seen, and have written him down as my firstborn son, and have sanctified him unto myself forever and ever, and I will teach them the Sabbath day, that they may keep Sabbath thereon from all work. And thus he created therein a sign in accordance with which they should keep Sabbath with us on the 7th day, to eat and to drink, and to bless him who has created all things, as he has blessed and sanctified unto himself a peculiar people above all peoples, and that they should keep Sabbath together with us. Super interesting. Okay, so something else I noted, just reading verse 20. Jacob, he says, and have written him down as my firstborn son. This was really interesting because that directly associates with, I think it's in Exodus, when the Most High tells Moses to go back to Pharaoh and tell Pharaoh that the children of Israel are his firstborn, and to let his firstborn go, or he will kill Pharaoh's firstborn. So it's just interesting, the correlation there. But again, this is sounding like, this person is not a human who wrote this. Let's continue. Let's look at some more verses though. Okay, so still in chapter 2, and I'll start at verse 28. Okay, 28 through 30. And everyone who observes it and keeps Sabbath thereon from all his work will be holy and blessed throughout all days, like unto us. Declare and say to the children of Israel the law of this day, both that they should keep Sabbath thereon, and that they should not forsake it in the error of their hearts, and that it is not lawful to do any work thereon which is unseemly, to do thereon their own pleasure, and that they should not prepare thereon anything to be eaten or drunk, and that it is not lawful to draw water, or bring in, or take out thereon through their gates any burden, which they had not prepared for themselves on the 6th day in their dwellings. And they shall not bring in nor take out from house to house on that day, for that day is more holy and blessed than any Jubilee day of the Jubilees. On this we kept Sabbath in the heavens, before it was made known to any flesh to keep Sabbath thereon on the earth. So again, he says, on this we kept Sabbath in the heavens. This is an angel. More than likely, I'll say that. More than likely, this is an angel. For sure, it is a celestial being that wrote the book of Jubilees. But let's continue to verify. Okay, so let's look at a couple verses in chapter 3. Okay, starting in verse 4. And the Most High said unto us, it is not good that the man should be alone. Let us make a helpmeet for him. So here, he's talking about when Adam was created, but before Eve was created. So then, who is this us, right? But more proof that, or consistency at this point, that this is a celestial being. Okay, verse 9. And after Adam had completed 40 days in the land where he had been created, we brought him into the Garden of Eden to till and keep it. But his wife they brought in on the 8th day, and after this she entered into the Garden of Eden. And then I'm going to jump down to verse 12. And when she had completed these 80 days, we brought her into the Garden of Eden, for it is holier than all the earth besides, and every tree that is planted in it is holy. Okay, so I don't know, this kind of, it just blew my mind. I didn't know that all this time we had a book that clearly was not written by humans. Okay, and then we'll look at verse 15. And in the first week of the first Jubilee, Adam and his wife were in the Garden of Eden for 7 years, tilling and keeping it. And we gave him work, and we instructed him to do everything that is suitable for tillage. So this is how Adam learned to farm, through the ministering of these angels that the Most High had sent, right? which also associates to Hebrews 1. Let's see. When they're talking about the angels, are they not all ministering spirits sent forth to minister for those who will inherit salvation? Okay, so something that also caught my eye, if we look at chapter 5, just the overall, and I haven't read all of Jubilees yet. It's definitely, I mean, it's been on my list, and it's jumped up in my list after this understanding now. But there's some other books I'm into that I'm studying right now. This is definitely I'll be getting into Jubilees soon. However, the portions of Jubilees that I have read, it was just an odd book. Case in point with the name of it, Jubilees. Like, who counts like that? Jubilees are like, that's a Jubilee is, I believe it's the year that is after a 49-year period. So from a human perspective, I mean, you would get to like 2 Jubilees, you know what I mean? Probably more for people pre-flood, and then shortly after that. But this day and age, I mean, you're gonna get to maybe 2 Jubilees, and and then you'll be in the grave, right? So that was already a hint, I guess. In any case, I'm going to drop down. I'll start at verse 22 here. It says, "And Noah made the ark in all respects as he commanded him, in the 27th Jubilee of years, in the 5th week, in the 5th year, on the new moon of the 1st month. And he entered in the 6th year thereof, in the 2nd month, on the new moon of the 2nd month, till the 16th. And he entered, and all that we brought to him, into the ark, and the Most High closed it from without on the 17th evening. And the Most High opened 7 floodgates of heaven." This is especially specific here. Like, but with my understanding that this is a celestial being writing this now, it makes way more sense that he would know that. And the Most High opened 7 floodgates of heaven, and the mouths of the fountains of the great deep, 7 mouths in number. And the floodgates began to pour down water from the heaven 40 days and 40 nights, and the fountains of the deep also sent up waters until the whole world was full of water. So that makes way more sense that, he knew that 7 mouths of the waters of the deep, or the fountains of the great deep, were opened. Just incredible detail like that. Really interesting. Okay, so let's see. So we go back to Jubilees 2, and where it said, "And thereupon we saw his works, and praised him, and lauded before him on account of all his works, for 7 great works did he create on the first day." So this passage reminds me of Job, chapter 38, when the Most High's, given it to Job, and verse 7, he says, or I guess I'll start in verse 4. "Where were you when I laid the foundations of the earth? Tell me if you have understanding. Who determined its measurements? Surely you know." Okay, so the Most High is getting sarcastic with him. "Or who stretched the line upon it? To what were its foundations fastened? Or who laid its cornerstone when the morning stars sang together and all the sons of Elohim shouted for joy?" This is what he's talking about. So this passage here, Job chapter 38 verse 7, in Jubilees 2 verse 3, he's giving an eyewitness recording of the event. Crazy. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to check out Galatians 3, verse 19. So here it says, "What purpose then does the law serve? It was added because of transgressions, till the seed should come to whom the promise was made," right? That's Yeshua, King Yeshua. "And it was appointed through angels by the hand of a mediator." So our understanding of Jubilees now makes much more sense of this situation. How it was appointed through angels by the hand of a mediator. That's why he mentions this. Same thing, Acts 7 verse 53, but I'm going to start in 51. This is when Stephen is going in on on his people right before he gets murdered. But yeah, he's going in on the Jews, and then I'm sure that there was Edom in there too. But here, verse 51, he says, "You stiff-necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears, you always resist the Holy Spirit as your fathers did. So do you. Which of the prophets did your fathers not persecute? And they killed those who foretold the coming of the Just One, of whom you now have become the betrayers and murderers, who have received the law by the direction of angels and have not kept it." Okay, so that last piece, verse 53, and along with Galatians 3, let's go back to Jubilees 2, and we'll read Jubilees 2, verse 1 now. "And the angel of the presence spake to Moses, according to the word of the Most High, saying, Write the complete history of the creation, how in 6 days the Most High Elohim finished all his works, and all that he created, and kept Sabbath on the 7th day, and hallowed it for all ages, and appointed it as a sign for all his works." So that's when Moses is up on the mountain, and apparently this angel, along with many other angels, I guess, but he witnessed this. And Stephen here and then Paul are mentioning the angel's role in us getting the old covenant. So it's just really interesting. I was so excited when I found out about when I found all this, and I can't wait to read this book now. Anyway, like I said, I'm just coming into this understanding. But if anybody has any information, or if you want to add, go ahead and put something into the just go ahead and post into the bottom of the video. But I didn't want to. I just wanted to at least get this out. All praises to the Most High Yah and to the Lion of Yahudah, King Yeshua. Peace.